Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second preview Q&A show here on All for United. I'm very excited for this one. YouTube.com/All for United. Everyone who's joining in and watching right now, again, go to YouTube.com/All for United. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for a chance to win some great gear from Football Town Apparel. If we get to 30 likes on this stream, we're going to be on for about 45 minutes to an hour. 30 likes on this stream. I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show. 5 people who answer that question correctly get a chance to be entered into a competition to win some great gear from Football Town Apparel. I have a lit squad with me tonight. Oh my goodness, I'm happy about this. I got my guy Semps, I got my guy Ty, I got my guy Rome with me. All great Manchester United fans. You should all give them a follow. We're going to do the promotions at the end of the show, though, so let's hold up on that. Everyone get in the comments real quick. Let's talk about West Brom. Really exciting matchup. Not really. I mean, it's not going to be that fun. Last time was a 1-0. We're coming off of a very weird result with the 1-0 against West Ham. That was just so. It was like the most. It was just a weird game. It wasn't exciting. It was boring. The football was really poor. Jamie Gren's in the comments. Good evening, bro. Good evening, bro. We need to bounce. Like it's weird to say we need to bounce back from a win, but the performance wasn't good enough. Let's just call a spade. You feel me? And we need to play better against West Brom. It's just a fact. The football has to be better. I'm gonna start with my guy Semps real quick. What were your thoughts about the West Ham game, and what do you think needs to be different leading into this West Brom game?
Well, the West Ham game is just very much of what we have seen throughout the season. Slow, pedestrian, not moving the ball quick enough, and really struggling to break down that low block. So, as I was on Ty's show earlier, and what I was saying is for the West Brom game, what I want to see is intensity, and we need to move the ball quickly. That's the only way that we're going to be able to open up and break down these low blocks. You saw it against Southampton. Whilst I appreciate that they were down to 10 men, but as you know, playing against 10 men, it can be really difficult. But what we did really well was we moved the ball from side to side. Players weren't taking too many touches. And that's what I want to see against West Brom, man. I want to see us move the ball quickly. Obviously, we need to have Luke Shaw back in the side, him bursting through, because I thought even when he came on against West Ham, we upped our levels a little bit. And I've been happy with Wan-Bissaka recently as well. I think he's offering a little bit more going forward. So I want to see us use those players in particular quite a lot. I think Cavani should be playing, and then we can start to get balls in the box and start to try and move the defense about a little bit.
Yeah, no, you make some very interesting points, especially about the football this year. I personally think if we compare the football from last year to this year, I think it has improved. If you look back at some of the performances from last season, like I have Newcastle, the Newcastle loss in my head, the Bournemouth loss, like all of those performances, like I can't unsee them. You know what I'm saying?
I think though, Temi, is you contrast it though with the fact that we took 6 points off City last year, 6 points off Chelsea last year, 4 points off Spurs last year. We're not really doing that in those type of games. So I get what you're saying, 100% agree. But then on the flip side, I think we are not performing in a lot of games where we should be.
That's fair enough. Let's follow up on that. What do you think Ollie needs to do to switch it up? Is it a formation switch? He's been riding with the 4-2-3-1 for a year and a half now. If you ask a lot of fans, they want to go 4-3-3, even though we probably don't have the personnel to do it. What do you think he should do to maybe get some avoid performances like West Ham?
Yeah, it was a flat performance against West Ham. I even said with Semps, like he said, he was joining my show earlier, is that if I weren't a United fan, no way was I spending 120 minutes watching that game. It was just, it was just so flat. It was like driving a car with a flat tire, man. It was just nothing was going, nothing was moving. I think going into this West Brom game, we need to look at the game that was at Old Trafford when we beat them. I think it was 1-0. We got a Fernandez penalty. And do you know what I mean? I know West Brom have got a draw at Liverpool. They've got a draw at Man City. But we need to be beating teams and scoring 2-3 and getting a clear advantage. I feel like every game that Man United are winning at the moment, this whole season, it feels like my heart's doing palpitations. Like literally, it's the 85th minute. We're 2-1 up. We're 1-0 up. And I always feel like the other team can score a goal. I'm never sitting back at a 3-0 and thinking this is comfortable and it's been a good day at the office. We've probably only scored and won convincingly. We've beat Leipzig. I'm trying to think of other games this year off the top of my head that we've done that. Newcastle away, we won 4-1, but up until the 75th minute, it was 1-1 again. I just think that United start too slow. I think we're too pedestrian, and what's happening this season is that we're getting to sort of the 60th, 70th minute, and it's like the players are thinking, like, crap, we've not got long left. We need to score a goal. And then we start trying to score. And then the reason we try and like open up, I love that, Mike. The reason we try and like open up teams in the last 30 minutes then makes us nervous because then teams get chances on the counter-attack. But I just think this game on the weekend, Cavani has to start. And I'm a big Martial fan, as you can see here. But we need that focal point. And I think if we get on the front foot and get a goal early, I think this West Brom team are there for the taking, if I'm totally honest. We see Spurs beat them 2-0 on the weekend, but they're just going to be there looking for half chances, set pieces, little things like that. But if I'm honest, Manchester United should be scoring at least 3 in this game against a West Brom team that we're going to dominate the ball against. And I think Cavani has to start. I definitely think Bruno does, and McTominay. And it's funny enough, I'm his biggest critic, man. I'm not a fan of McTominay, but what he's doing in there, giving us sort of that impetus to drive forward, hit the ball, get some goals. It's a chance for us to, win 3-0 at the weekend. I got a feeling it'll be like a 1-1 or something tight, but we need to go there and score goals. And I think the first 20 minutes sets the tone for the game. No,
I can't disagree with anything you just said, honestly. Really interesting comment from Jamie. I think it's going to be a frustrating game against Big Sam and West Brom, but we should win. I would agree with that. And your McTominay point, like, I think a lot of people are kind of sharing your sentiments. I've been critical of McTominay in the past, but I just think over this past month, just like this month period, he's been really his 90-minute performances have been better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have moments where McTominay will score one, like against Leeds, he scored 2 goals, but I sounded so critical that day because I was like, the 90 minutes wasn't good, even though he had 2 goals. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But now you can't drop him. Against Everton, right? We were up 2-0. Pogba and McTominay, I literally tweeted, I'm like, yo, that looked like the best double pivot we've, you know what they call it now, the double pivot. We've seen, like, they were moving so well together. And last season, early in, I remember Ali wanted to start with them, and it didn't go well. But then we see it this year, and it's a completely different thing. I'm going to go to Rome because I'm talking too much. Rome, what do you think about McTominay? Do you think he's a must start? I think it's a fascinating topic, how he's kind of growing into the side, if that makes sense. Do you think he's a must start against West Brom?
Bro, it's at this point, it is not making it tough for us now, is he? Because he's playing really well. He's scoring a lot of goals coming out of that midfield. And I think now, especially that Pogba is injured, he definitely gets to start right there next to Fred. And from my opinion, this game is going to be rough because Manchester United never makes it easy, do they? Especially with these smaller teams. Exactly. They were there for the taking earlier this season when we played them, and we still struggled to get past them with a 1-0. So I'm thinking it's not going to be as easy as it should be. And a game against West Ham, as you guys rightly said, man, it was flat. It was dead, man. I had to go watch CNN to make sure I'm still alive, bro. that was how bad it was. It was rough. And looking forward to this game that's coming up. I'm going to say something controversial to a lot of our fans, but I think we can't play in a midfield or with a team with Bruno, Fred, McTominay, and Van de Beek this weekend. And I'm going to tell you why. We've adopted that 4-2-3-1 formation, right? And if you guys remember, they used to play Juan Mata over on the right side of that, in that 3, on the right-hand side, similar to where Greenwood is playing. And right now we know Greenwood is playing there, not because he's a winger, but he's playing there because he's so good on both feet, right? And he's a threat in the box. So Greenwood is not going down there, beating the flank, going down the flanks and putting crosses in. He's there because he's a goal threat. So my thought process is that I've been stepping on this for about a week and a half now. Why can't Van de Beek play that role that Juan Mata used to play and played even better? If you think about it, bro, Juan Mata, his role in that formation was to link up with the 10 and the guys in the box, right? With his creativity and his slick passing. That's all Van de Beek does, bro. One touch passing and move. If you get Van de Beek right there, closer to the box in and around that goal. He's going to do the same thing he used to do at Ajax, bro. Just appear in the box and score goals. I do a bunch of connection with his one-touch passes. He's by far the best one-touch passer of the ball that we have, right? You can see that when he plays. All he looks for is that one-touch pass and move. Get him closer. He's not a number 8, bro. He shouldn't be playing away from the box to box. And we can see that he's not a number 10 in our system, because a number 10 in our system is one that takes the ball, turn, looks for a couple passes, and gets past the player. Van de Beek is not that type of player. He doesn't need that. Yeah, he doesn't need time on the ball. But our number 10, you need to have time on the ball to make a decision. That's how we play it.
Do you think so? You think with Van de Beek being on the right, you think that because his ability to sort of play the 1-2s and the sort of in the pockets will suit him? You think basically in a Man United team, that's the best position for him?
And I'll tell you, absolutely. I'll tell you why. We don't predominantly attack on the right anyway. We have security in Wan-Bissaka, right, in the defense. So he doesn't need help back there, per se, right? So if you have Van de Beek playing off Cavani, right, playing those 1-2 passes on the edge of the box with Bruno, right, and appearing in the box, I think it's perfect for a man like Cavani, who's constantly moving, right? And on the left-hand side, he can always catch Rashford or Martial running in the box late. And I think that's perfect for the way we play and the type of players we have up front. We could always have Greenwood coming on as a backup striker, or even coming on as a sub for him himself. But I do think in order to get the best out of him, we definitely need man up there on the right-hand side, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a very fascinating point. Like, I feel like a lot of people think Donny's quality would demand that he's in the starting 11. I see what I would agree. I don't know if I would agree, but I see the concept of playing Donny on the right to get him in the side, kind of like we did with Mata. I think Ollie's, I might be wrong about this, but I just think his vision of that 4-3-3 is having proper wide players. You know what I'm saying? So like proper, a Rashford, a Sancho. You know, that was an obvious target for Ollie. He wants that pace and power on the wings. And let's be honest, it just seems very apparent that Ollie didn't want Donny. Like, it's just, I don't like saying that, you know what I'm like, but he's just not getting any time. Like, people were criticizing him again during the West Ham game, like, oh, you know, he just doesn't fit. You know, he doesn't fit into Ollie's system. I'm like, he hasn't got a run of 4 games or 3 games. He hasn't got a run of 3 games. So it's like you can't expect somebody to be at their apex and they're coming in for 20 minutes off the bench. They play for 70 minutes and they don't see the pitch for another 3 games. Like, you know
what it is as well, though, Temi.
Yeah.
So I basically said the same thing on Ty's show as what Rome has just said about Donny playing in that one position. I said the exact same thing, and those were chances that Ollie could have used to play Donny van der Beek. So I do agree that the signing is really, really weird. But what everybody needs to remember is not all players are going to come into a team like Bruno Fernandes did and just light things up. And I think that's the sort of comparison. You see what Bruno Fernandes did and you're expecting Donny van der Beek to do that. But they're two totally different players. And Donny van der Beek's qualities are keeping the ball, 1-touch, 2-touch football. And in our system, in the way that we play, he gets bypassed a lot of the time. I do think that at times against West Ham, he weren't getting into the right positions. But at the same time, I think that the way we play doesn't complement him. So I think maybe on the right-hand side, as Rome was saying, we may be able to get him in, get him on the ball, and we then may be able to have more of a threat on the right-hand side, because at the moment we're very left side dominant. So yeah.
So this is interesting. I think against West Brom the last time we won 1-0, I think we played Juan Mata on the right, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. I just can't see Ollie playing him outside of that number 10 position exclusively. We've seen him play on the left one time. We've seen him coming off the bench and play on the right. We've seen him play as that number 6 position. But what I really think Ollie views him as is just Bruno's cover. That's how he views him. He doesn't really view him as anything.
He also, when you think though, sorry to interrupt you, Temi, but our performance in the League Cup against Everton away, I believe we won 2-0. He played in a diamond there, and in that first half, even though I think we won with Cavani coming on late again and scoring,
right.
We played really well in that first half and created a lot of chances. So I think in a diamond, he does suit that because it gives him the flexibility to sort of move around and flirt around. But like Roman Semp said, with Van der Beek, everyone's expecting him to come in and hit the ground running based off obviously the Bruno signing, but also what he's done at Ajax, because people did see him playing well in the Champions League for Ajax. They also won the league. But I know he's a different type of player, but let's look at Fred, for example. He signed for 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. He was a Jose Mourinho signing. But did he come in and hit the ground running straight away? No, he didn't. Were people labeling him a flop straight away? Yes, they were, because when he was coming in and playing bit part roles, he didn't have the, like what you said actually, Temi, the rhythm of playing regular games, regular football, to come in and adjust to the football and hit the ground running. He couldn't do that. But then what did we see last year? The Corona thing happened, and he was one of our most improved players last season. And now, despite people not liking the McFred midfield, Fred's playing because he's earned his place in the side based off what he's done last season. And again, we're talking about second season syndrome. How many players have we seen come to the Premier League and not hit it off in their first season? It's Havertz, for example, at Chelsea, Timo Werner. We're all going to see what they're really about when they've had a full preseason, they've played in the league for a year, and they've adjusted. So I just think Van der Beek is a great player, and he's more of a 1-2 player. He's more, like Rome said, our number 10 is designed to come in, pick up the ball, drive us forward. Whereas Van der Beek's more, I'm going to make the third man run. I'm going to make the last man off, run off the ball and approach, like a bit like Lampard. But obviously, he's not Lampard, but you know what I mean. So I just think we need to see what he's like in the second season. But just remember that Fred was signed for 50 million and he didn't hit the ground running. And now he's a regular starter in the midfield, man.
No, yeah, that's a great point about Donny. I think we need to be patient with him. It's going to be interesting to see what happens this summer if we go and get another attacking player. Very fascinating stuff. But real quick, everyone who is watching with us, drop your questions about Manchester United in the comments. And at the end of the show, we're going to do 20 minutes of Q&A. It'll be great. Everyone start dropping. The last Q&A was amazing. Like, it was amazing. So I already know this one's going to be great too. You feel me? So everyone drop those questions. How many likes are we on right now? Let me know, people, how many likes we're on. I'm going to go like the video right now. You feel me?
Yeah, same. I'm going to do the same, man. I'm going to do the same.
Yeah, get to that 20, that 30 like mark. You feel me? Let's make sure to do that, everyone. If you are watching on, Facebook, if you're watching on Periscope, I think somebody's phone's on. Yeah. If we go on, Facebook, Twitter, join us on youtube.com/allforunited. You feel me? I'm gonna go to Rome real quick. Let's talk about the goalkeeper situation. I see a lot of people calling out for Henderson. You feel me? I wouldn't do that. I personally wouldn't play Henderson over De Gea, even though he made some big mistakes. If you look at the totality of the season, I personally think David De Gea has made a lot. He's had a really good season. If you look at the whole, you feel me? I think I don't want to sound like a hater, but I just feel like people want to shoehorn Henderson in really quickly right now because he's young, he's exciting, he's on a 100K plus contract. What do you feel about it, Rome? Let me not talk. I think I hear some background. I don't know me, but
I was liking the video, so it might be my. I had the sound of you on in the background.
Okay,
gotta hear your voice twice.
Yeah, Rome, are you a pro Henderson for this game, or what are you feeling?
I'm pro Henderson for cup games, bro. I'll put Henderson in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And the reason why I am not going to be the reactionary fan like everybody else on Twitter is that we know the qualities that David De Gea has. And we know, as people that sit down and rationally watch the game, that the pressure you have playing for Sheffield United in the Championship and 1 year in the Prem is different from the pressure you have playing for Manchester United. And so David Henderson just came through the ranks. I think he was at the group with Rashford and all them guys. And we understand that Henderson is a wonderful goalkeeper, but he's nowhere near the caliber of David De Gea, right? We understand that the defense right now and David De Gea are not really working well together. Shades of the goals against Everton just keeps ringing in my ear. I wake up with mirrors every day, bro, about those goals that we let in. But it's not to say that all of it is David De Gea's fault, and he has a mistake in him once or twice, and we do remember mistakes that he makes. Those goals that he let in against Messi, they were probably texting each other prior to. And he has his moments where he has that secret agent thing about him. But we have to admit that he's probably the best thing that we've had between the sticks since Van der Sar, bro. Right? And so I don't think Henderson will get there. He's young. He's 23 or 22. He's going to get there, right? And he has the ability to be one of the best in the world, but he's just not ready to handle the pressures of playing for Manchester United. This is not Sheffield, bro. This is not, hey, just keep us up and then we'll be happy. This is, let's win the league, let's win the Premier League, let's win everything. You know what I mean? So he's going to get there, but not now.
I'm with Rome on that, man. He's not the guy yet.
Yeah, I would agree.
With all of that said, though, gents, isn't it the reason why you have competition is that if somebody drops the ball and is, then he has to feel the heat and feel the pressure. And then you know what I'm saying? Because really and truly, I understand what you guys are saying, but De Gea made howlers in that game. He cost us the game. It wasn't just him, but he made some howlers, man. And I do feel that you've got to be punished for this type of stuff. I think that we're too nice at Manchester United. Do you know what I mean?
Makes sense. You know what? I'm sorry, Temi, but you're absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons why I did not like Romero being our second choice, because Romero seemed like he was okay. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I don't want Henderson in the squad. I'm happy Henderson is in there, because if you realize, since he came back, De Gea's game lifted like 10-fold since last season. Right?
I agree.
He is making a crap ton of mistakes, and mistakes that we cannot afford to have, especially this time of the season. But if you think back last season or the season before that, Romero was never pushing him for the team to get in the team. Romero seemed to be happy. Everywhere he goes, he seems to be happy being the number 2, because he knows he's going to get in the Argentina squad regardless. Right? So it's kind of weird that now Henderson is back, and Henderson is whispering in his ear, like, "Oh, I'm coming for your spot, bro. You better watch yourself." De Gea is stepping up his game a whole lot, and I understand, and I appreciate that. And he should still be pushing for it. For me at this point, don't think that Henderson has shown me enough.
Yeah.
That he is ready to take over.
Yeah.
To Sem's point, I'm like, I agree with everything you say there, Sems, but like mathematically, we're still kind of in a title race. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
That's the thing for me, right? Like, because we are still technically in a title race, I want to play the best back four I possibly can every week. The best goalkeeper I can every week. I want to play the best striker I can every week. Like, I love Martial, right? If Cavani's better than him, I want him playing at number 9 for us. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just think the gap between Henderson's quality right now and
can I chip in, Temi, with you on that as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think I'm gonna probably cause a bit of controversy here, but if I'm honest, I love De Gea and what he's done for the club. The way he came in when he first started, and he wasn't physical enough. He was getting just beaten everywhere, left, right, and center, to what he's done over the years and the keeper he's become now. I don't want to say he's got complacent or comfortable. I just feel like him personally as a player, he's ready for a new challenge. And I don't think he should be our keeper right now. But most importantly, with Dean Henderson, I think you're bang on with what you said. Because he's from the academy, people just want to see him shoehorned in. I don't think he's ready. I think both of them should be gone. I want a new keeper completely, not Henderson and not De Gea. Let me ask you guys this. You got De Gea in goal, and when you see free kicks coming in, you see corners coming in, you're nervous, and you can't tell me now that you feel he commands his area. He doesn't. We played Henderson against Sheffield United. They've trained with him last year. He had them all. He played with them all season. They were all ganging up on him. So when I've got a keeper, not one, I've got 2 goalkeepers in the Manchester United team that don't fill me with confidence, there's a problem. De Gea doesn't fill me with confidence, and nor does Henderson. So for me, I don't know where we go.
Wow, that's fascinating.
You're right, bro. It seems as if they know whenever they're playing against us to just send a cluster right there standing in front of the keepers.
Exactly.
Our keepers are not the Schmeichel type of keepers. If you stand in front of them, you get something
look
in
at
your face.
Edison. Look at Edison. Look at Alisson. Keepers are 6'4". They come out, they claim the ball, they're confident. Henderson's not the tallest, and De Gea's not the most physical. I think we've got a big problem here, and I think that with Henderson, once he does come in, I think he gets more found out the longer we have him.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's a very fascinating point. To that point, I think I would give Henderson a chance. Like, let's say we sell De Gea. You know what I'm saying, you put him on a $100,000 contract. Like you're telling the fan base he will be a starter. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no other other reason for doing something like that. We have 2 keepers who are on like a combined like $350K a week. Like, what is that? I don't get it. It just makes everyone. How many right now? We were actually getting we're over halfway to the goal of 30 likes. Everyone start dropping your questions. The Q&A portion, literally any question you want to ask. If it's about transfers, if it's about current events with Manchester United, Raiola was talking stuff today. Ask questions about it. You feel me? If it's about personal questions to us about Manchester United, the last one was great. I think Stuart asked a great questions like what game made you a Manchester United fan? Got real emotional in here. You feel me? It was a beautiful time. You know what I'm saying? So get those questions in the comments. Wow, we're at 20 likes already, man. We're not even halfway.
What I'm not gonna lie to my comment there about De Gea and Henderson. I'm not really happy with both. Has anyone said any wild comments back to me? Because that could have caused a stir there.
Let's see. De Gea hasn't been the same since we gave him his new contract. The same thing happened to Aubameyang. Point. The motivation, concentration seems to be less than before. Muslera available on a free this summer. Uruguay #1. No, I don't like Muslera. No, I don't. No. He's lightweight. He's also very lightweight. De Gea hasn't been the same since the Madrid transfers flopped. Is that fair?
The question is,
he was still good after that. Sorry.
That was the Arsenal game was after that, wasn't it? I think. Yeah. It was the Spain debacle.
When you think of keepers, though, other than obviously we've got Henderson, he's young, and I feel like it'll be a bit like De Gea, where, like you said, he deserves a chance, rightly so. He's going to fill out, he's going to grow into the game and be confident at the club. But at the moment, if you look at the keepers worldwide, even if we didn't have Henderson and De Gea did go, who would you? I see a comment there actually on the right. Who would you go for? There's not a pool of world-class keepers apart from like Ogblack, Donnarumma that you'd be like, right.
This is why, and I completely agree with that point. This is why I think we're fine at goalkeeper. I think people underestimate, like, because you see your goalkeeper's mistakes every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about it more. Like, people complain about Lloris. Alisson had an absolute shocker against City this weekend. Remember Ederson last season against us in the 2-0 win?
Is calamity, though. Ederson is calamity.
Oh, yeah. He has
these are considered top keepers. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's everyone wants a keeper who plays well with their feet. There's not that many keepers who are good with their feet. Like, honestly, there's probably like 10. There's probably like 10 keepers who are really, really good with their feet in the world. You see what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes the grass is green on the other side. It's very green. But let's change. Let's swap. Let's move on. Let's move on to a different subject. I want to talk about that front three real quick. Very controversial. Martial has been. Do you want to consider it dropped? He played in the cup game. He didn't play in the last couple Premier League games. Even though it was a bore against West Ham, I thought Martial was relatively okay, if that makes sense. A lot of people were giving him flack. He didn't. People just say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I thought
they really do.
The goal that we scored, he's the one who drove us forward.
He was the best. He was the best of our front three that game. He linked up the play well. He came into the holes. He didn't lose possession. I thought he was composed on the ball. I thought he had a good performance. I just feel like
he was good as well. His hold up.
If he was from England and he was from Manchester, he wouldn't be getting this criticism as much as he does, man. I feel like this agenda is crazy.
So I'm gonna ask Sems real quick. On that point, I'm gonna ask Sems real quick. What would your front three be? Would you put Martial on the left, Rashford on the right, Cavani? Would you have Greenwood playing on the right? Would you have, we talked about Van de Beek on the right, and that's technically a part of our front three, if you want to say that. What would you do? What would you do on the weekend?
No, so front three wise, and Temi, how much I love Martial, and I was saying on Ty's show, I can recognize that he's not in good form, and I was hoping it was going to turn around, and it hasn't quite worked out. One thing that has disappointed me with Martial is the off the ball attitude and his work rate. I think needs to improve, especially when you're in a sticky patch where you're a striker, you haven't been scoring goals. At least then start to work. So for me personally, I think that Rashford has shown more than Martial on the left-hand side. I will keep Greenwood on the right because Greenwood's now starting to come into some sort of form. He's looking a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more direct. And I would go with Cavani. But again, it's about managing it. And I want to see Martial fight for his position now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing that I do think is a problem with Martial is his attitude, is mental. I don't think he wants it enough, or he goes into his shell when competition comes and stuff like that. So now I want to see you rise up, Anthony, and try and get your spot back.
I said Anthony.
Yeah, like their best buds,
man. Me and him are brethren, man. We was chatting last week still.
Nah, that's funny. I feel I definitely agree with that point. Again, I don't want to. I feel like when I defend him, it feels like, you know, people think I have like this Martial like love affair, whatever. But it's just genuine, like how I see the game of football. Like, yes, he hasn't been scoring goals. His finishing this season has been abject. Let's just call it. It's been abject. It really has. But in terms of a 90-minute performance, I still want him on that left-hand side. Like if Cavani, if you want to play Cavani at 9, I want to see Martial on that side, because he gives us something in the team that honestly our other forwards don't. Even Cavani, the ability to, you know, be playing close control, the ability to hold up the ball in the left, in the center. You know,
Thank you, Temi. Oh my God.
There's different, like he brings something that none of our other forwards bring, because it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna be appreciated, and that's okay. We understand. Let's get in the comments real quick. Martial doesn't like fighting for his 9. Very fascinating comment. I saw a question here. Don't answer it yet, guys. I'm gonna post it though. Where was that question? It was a good question. It was a good question. Anyway, I'll find it. But no, I would agree with Sam's point. I think Martial should play. That midfield, right? I thought the Fred Matic thing against West Ham was shambolic. And it wasn't necessarily because they played badly. It's because both of them, it was so defensive. And I hate saying that, because you do need defensive-minded players in those positions, but there was no creativity whatsoever. Van de Beek, like we mentioned, in the 10, they couldn't find him in the positions that he was occupying. Do you think we need to see a shakeup there? Would you drop Matic? Would you what would you do? Well, I'm going to ask Rome. What would you do this weekend?
You know what? Yeah, the reason why that game was so dead is because you have defense playing against defense, bro. You have like 2 plus signs and a magnet rubbing against each other, bro. They were just, you know, it didn't make sense, because we have 2 defensive-minded midfielders in Fred and Matic, right? And then we have Van der Beek, who was running around like a headless chicken. There was no sort of creativity. That's how we look without Pogba and without Bruno in our team, trying to break stuff, you know, break teams down and make something happen. West Ham was sitting back. Our guys were looking like we wanted to push, but we really didn't have any creativity. There were moments in the game where there was Matic trying to connect a pass with Van der Beek, who was trying to run behind the lines, and he got caught offsides a couple of times. Matic is not that creativity type of player. He's not the player to break teams down. He's the one to win the ball back and get the ball to the creators, but not the one to do the creating. So that to me is why that team was dead. And I'm gonna step back a little bit and hit on the Martial point a little bit, because I'm taking it from a different approach. And this is about to be controversial, but I want you guys to hear me out for a second. If you guys remember last season, towards the end of last season, after he got the hat trick against Sheffield and he was scoring all those goals, Martial's sort of slump came in that game against Sevilla and a little bit further before that. And if you guys notice, that's when he started playing in those blacked out boots. That's where his contract ended after that season, right? Now I'm getting somewhere, right? Hear me out. His contract with Nike, I think, went out in that season. A man started playing in those blacked out boots, bro. And speaking from someone who was a student athlete and a semi-pro, when you have stuff going on off the field with promotions and contracts and stuff like that, it can affect you. Now, how much does it affect Martial? I do not know, but I can tell you, if he's struggling to find anyone who's willing to say, listen, I'm going to put my name with you so we can get endorsements. You got to remember, football careers are short. Now, if he's not making any funds from endorsement, then before he knows it, he's retired. We already got 2 kids and a wife, and who else he's messing around with on Snapchat? You never know. It's Martial, right? So the thing is, he doesn't have that in his back pocket, bro. And these kind of things can affect you mentally when you're playing in the game. If you realize this game has been crap ever since. But I'm looking for small things. You can see the improvement in the last game. He's now back with Nike. There's a lot more improvement.
Those
His
black
movement is dead.
Oh, those black boots were cool. When he put those on in the Europa League, I was like, let's fucking go.
And he's been dead since then, bro.
You're right. Literally, I was like, yo, Martial in these all black boots is the most fire thing I've ever seen.
Black boots, black gloves, man. That's Martial.
Yeah, black boots. I was like, no, he's about to go Super Saiyan on all of these fools, man. It was crazy.
He's lost his sponsorship, and now he's just lost his confidence. And as Sam said, when he loses the ball, you can see that attitude that when Mourinho wasn't playing him. You remember when he was on the field, just felt like he's not bothered. That's the attitude that you can see coming in because his confidence is gone. So I'm hoping that now that he's got all that crap out of him, we can really start to see the real Martial again, man. The Martial on that man's pillow right there, right, Ty?
No. We're going to answer this question at the end of the show. If someone bid £50 million for Martial in the summer, would you accept it? I'm going to let the boys sit on that one. I've seen a couple good questions in here. Everyone who is watching right now, make sure to drop a question. Drop one question for us. It can be about absolutely anything. We're only 5 likes away from 30. So I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show. You feel me? And whoever answers that question correctly, the 5 people who answer that question correctly first get a chance to be entered into a hat to win some great competition from Football Town Apparel. Your name can be in there more than once too. So if you keep on answering questions correctly, your name gets in there more, you have a better chance to win. So keep answering questions. Do Monaco get any cut of them? I do not know that. I don't know that at all. Not an MUFC question, but Temi told me to ask it tonight. World Cup, USA versus Nigeria. Who does Temi want to win? I will answer that question at the end of the show because that's an amazing question. Because you asked it on Twitter. Stuart asked it on Twitter earlier today, and I was like, damn, that is a great question. I thought about it and I have an answer. So I'm gonna make sure that at the end. Everyone drop personal questions for Ty. If you have questions for Ty, if you have questions for Rome, questions for my guy Sam's, me. We're gonna go around the horn and answer all of those questions.
Temi, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You know what? I know you spoke to Rome and you said the original question. I know we was talking about Martial, which is I really like that point as well, by the way. But you were saying about the midfield with Matic and Fred being too slow and defensive. Mm-hmm. I said this to Semps earlier. Funny enough, I feel like we're doing 2 shows, but I love it, people. It's wicked. But if you look at the rivals, and you look at the top 6. You look at Spurs, they've got Holberg. You look at Man City, they've got Rodri. You look at Liverpool, they've got Fabinho. You look at Chelsea, they either play Jorginho or Kante. All the top teams around us play one of those. The thing about United is that we don't have one that's good enough. So we're having to play 2 to basically get us through games or just to give us a bit of balance. And that's the problem. So until we sign a defensive midfielder, this is going to be an ongoing issue.
That's because none of them are defensive midfielders, though. Exactly. Number 8. Exactly. That's the reason.
And that's a fascinating point. Like, I don't understand how I love Donnie, great player. Why wouldn't we invest 35 million pounds on, a defensive midfielder? You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of people who can play that number 10 role. If Bruno needs a rest at number 10, play Pogba in there. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, play Mata in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different options, we could have done. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does this summer. I feel like the collective fan base, I think if you ask any fan base, they say, what are their top 2 signings? One of them will be a DM. One of them. But I don't know if Manchester
the way Man United do things will be a centre back and a right winger. We are
I don't know if Manchester, because you know how rumors come out and this player's gonna sign. United's interested in this. I don't see any DMs. I don't see a DD on that. I don't see Declan Rice. I don't see
but if indeed a question for you, Temi, because I know you ask tough questions. Do you think Declan Rice and Ndidi are good enough? Because they're good at disrupting play. A Manchester United defensive midfielder needs to be able to create attacks and pass through the lines.
Yeah. So that's a great question, and I would answer by saying this in particular, specifically for Ndidi, because obviously I'm biased. I'm Nigerian, whatever. He really can. If you watch him at Leicester, him and Tielemans, the way he plays off of him, he wins the ball back. He can hold that line because of his athleticism. If we want to play one DM and he's in there, he has the ability to get it to the better players, hold his role. If somebody loses the ball, in a tough position, he can recover way quicker than Matic could, quicker than McTominay could, even though McTominay is very athletic. Declan Rice is a different type of player. If we're looking for a Matic replacement, you feel me? I do think he's good enough. I know he's kind of polarizing. Some people don't think he's good enough. Some people think he is. I think he's very versatile. He can play center back in a back 4, which is a huge plus. He plays DM, you feel me? And I think when you watch West Ham, he's the one who dictates the play. You know, Souček is a really good player, but if you watch Declan, he's the one who, when he's on the ball, he's the one who makes he sets the tempo for that team, and that's what Matic does in his heyday. So I think both of them, yes, would be good enough. Fascinating topic. Yeah, let's get in the comments real quick. 3 likes away, people. My guy Hama United contributor on the show. 3 likes away. Yes, I love that. 100% agree on the DM point. Okocha Kanu, yes, legendary. Those are legendary. My guy Joe, who is another host on the show, he always talks about Ireland every single show. I'm gonna start talking about Nigeria every
show.
Every
Get a jersey, bro.
Shameless. Indeed, would be ideal. I was gutted when we didn't go for Partey. 100% agree with that. He would have been perfect. Love Tillmans too. Yeah. Oh, great question. What do you guys think of Varane Pogba swap? We can we'll answer that question at the end of the show. There's a lot of good questions. Would you rather get a world-class center back or Ronaldo in the summer? Another great. These are all questions we're going to answer.
That's an easy one to answer.
Yeah. We're about 5 minutes. We're about 5 minutes away from Q&A. Honestly, no. We're at the 40-minute mark. I'm tripping. We actually can do Q&A right now. How many likes away are we? Was it 3? I think. So everyone hit that like button for us. This was a great preview. Actually,
loving the show, man. Loving the show.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. Before we do that, though, I'm gonna go around the horn real quick, guys. Give me your score prediction for the West Brom game and who your first goal scorer is. I'm gonna start with Semps.
I'm gonna stick with 2-0 that I said on Ty's show, and I'm going to go for Greenwood first goal scorer.
Okay, I like that. Rome. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go 3-0 Man United, of course, but I'm gonna go Bruno with a penalty for them H's. First goal.
Wow! Just to make
so we can see them Twitter tears, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Rome, you must be reading my mind because I was gonna go 2-1 and a Bruno penalty to kick it off.
Yeah. Wow! I love it. I'm gonna go 2-0. And I think my first goal scorer is going to be who did I say earlier? My goal scorer is going to be I can't remember who I said. Cavani. That's what I said.
Okay. By the way, just quickly, are you worried about anything in terms of the threats that West Brom could possess?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. The first, I should have asked that question, honestly. I completely.
It's cool, man.
Conor Gallagher is in my opinion, their best player. If you remember that the West Brom match, the last game was pretty boring, obviously 1-0. Conor Gallagher was the best player on the pitch, like Manchester United or West Brom. You know what I'm saying? During that game, if you go back and watch it, he's really good. I don't think he's going to be at West Brom next season, honestly. I think a mid-table club will pick him up. Diangana is really good. He's not really good, but he has pace. He can get in behind. I think did he score no.
That boy Pereira, man.
I like Pereira, man.
Too.
And Mateus Pereira, another player. But again,
they're dead, man. They're dead.
Bro, here's what I'm saying, bro. That's the same thing I said about Sheffield, man. I was lit the night before Sheffield's game. And we cost ourselves that game, bro. I'm so worried about this team going up against teams that they're supposed to be beating, bro.
Yeah, it's true. And I even think Temi Ajayi, when every time they get a corner, he's gonna be up there. Is he Nigerian as well?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, Temi Ajayi, the Nigerian nightmare is going to be causing havoc.
Nigerian nightmare.
All we've got to do is play on the front foot, play with intensity, and just go at them. Exactly like what Spurs done at the weekend. They had no answer. Then we should be camped in their half and just done the thing in the first half. That's what it should be. Now, will that happen is a different question now, but that's the way it should be. And this is the problem with us. We're sitting second in the league, and us four here can't even feel comfortable going to play West Brom. This is the problem.
Bro, if this was Man City, I would be more confident.
Let's start this. Let's get this Q&A started, gentlemen, because we've already fit 5 minutes into it. Let's see. Let me see if I can find some questions. Oh, drop a like on the video. Yes, my guy Fourth Official. I wonder who that is. I'm gonna find the question. Okay, this was a very interesting one. If someone bid £50 million for Martial in the summer, would you accept it? And guys, let's do this 30 seconds. I'll be quick for each of us to go around the horn. I will say, hell no, hell no, hell no, 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 no. I would not take 50 million pounds for Anthony Martial, especially off the back of what he did. He had over 30 goal contributions last season, struggling a little bit this season. Whoever gets him for 50 million pounds, I promise you that is a steal. I promise you he's going to go on, score tons of goals, loads of assists, probably play in a more fluid system. I don't want to see that. No. I want him successful here at Manchester United. Sems, what would you say real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to be quick as well. And I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say no. Football fans are fickle. Everybody's now, he can't play number 9, but last season he did great for us. And he was our best player last season. But as I said, football fans are fickle. He's going through a tough time at the moment. I think he's earned the right to see next season and see what he can do. Yeah,
no, fair enough. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to be as quick as possible. So last year, back in you lot, play striker. He's my favourite player at United. If you take away the penalties, he was actually the 3rd top scorer last season. I think his ability on the left and up front, I think he actually, the overall package, offers us more than all of our forwards. He's the best dribbler. I think ice cold in front of goal. Forget this season. I think he is our best finisher. And also he's got a new deal up until 2024. And I think we need to keep him. 50 million, no way.
100%. Rome, don't disagree.
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, boys. I'm gonna go. Hell no. Nah, there's no way. No way we're getting rid of Martial, bro. Since his debut, he has been the most prolific striker we've had in the Premier League, and that's not just me. That's numbers telling you that. Manchester United today showed you all the numbers, how prolific he's been, him and Rashford, since they've been in the league. You can't take it's not about selling him either. It's 50 mil for Martial. Yeah. Get out of here with that crap. It's almost as if we're cutting off our nose despite our face, bro. If we want to win stuff, you want to be a championship team, you need ammo, and Martial is the biggest of that ammo.
Let's just hope Ollie's thinking like us.
Exactly.
That's a wild. Yeah, I think he is. I personally think Ollie likes Martial. He gave him that number 9 shirt. He didn't really want to try. He was, he's been playing poorly. He's not been at the races. Ollie still persisted with him. I think he's recently, but I truly believe Martial is one of Ollie's favorites too. So all of this noise about people saying he's going to get sold, yeah, that's not happening. Another fun question here by Callum. We appreciate you. Everyone hit that like button for us real quick. How many likes are we on, by the way? If we're at 30, I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show. Whoever answers it correctly gets a chance to win some merchandise from Football Town Apparel. So make sure to hit that like button. Callum says, would you rather get a world-class center back or Ronaldo in the summer? I'm not going to start with this one. I'm going to go with Sam's, and then we'll go around the horn.
I'm going to say a world-class centre-back, I'm going to say a world-class centre-back. Like, we got to move on. Ronaldo is the GOAT. He's my GOAT. He's the best player that's ever graced the football field. But we got to talk about long-term now, and that is literally the difference between us and a lot of teams is we, even in games that we can control, we're still susceptible at the back. So I'm going world-class centre-back, man. I think that would really transform us.
Very fair, very fair. Rome, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, if you man need some sentiment, bro, go buy yourself a life-size Ronaldo doll and sleep with that. Amazon got him, I'm pretty sure. I'm staying. Get yourself a center back, bro. We need a center back, a world-class center back to show up the back. Ronaldo with sentiment, bro. That man left us 2008, and I cried almost every year when I saw news reports of him possibly coming back. And never came back. He left me, bro. He's all right though. He's all right where he's at, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I like the energy. I like the energy. Ty, what you thinking, bro?
I love it all day. I'm going world-class centre-back. We've got a car, but we've only got 2 wheels for it at the moment, and that is the forwards and Bruno. We need a defensive midfielder, and we need centre-back to fill the rear engine, man. So I'm going centre-back all day. And when you look at it, how far are we off the top teams? Not that far. We get a world-class centre-back in, the gap gets minimised again and again.
Yeah.
Wow, no. I would also agree. I was just,
sure?
I'm sure. You know why? I wanted to make sure that everyone agreed with me. That's why that's why I let all of you go around the horn, because I didn't want to say a world-class center back. And everyone was like, you don't like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You just have to say it with your chest. That's why I said I'll go
You gotta
first.
say it with your chest, bro. Yeah.
I have to be done. The thing is, as well, I don't want.
I did it. I didn't do it.
I don't want any centre back though. They have to fit the profile. I love Eric Bailly, and I don't care what anyone says. For me, easily top 5 centre backs in the league when fully fit. We need someone who's quick and who's strong and who gives me confidence. When teams are running at our defence and we've got Eric Bailly in, I know that he's covering things. When it's Lindelof and Maguire, I think, oh my God.
Yeah.
CB and DM would transform the team 100%. Center back all day long.
Yeah, Koundé, Varane. We just need someone with pace, man.
Yeah. On that topic of Varane, there was a question that was very
there was.
Varane and Pogba. Would you swap them?
Varane and Pogba swap.
Yeah, let me
I'm not going first on this one.
What do you think of what do you guys think of a Varane Pogba swap? Okay, so I'll start with this one. Varane hasn't been in great form for like 2 years. Like, honestly, I take that back. For about a year. Like, I'll just say that for about a year. Real Madrid won the league. Was it last season? If you look at early this season in the Champions League, I watched 2 games against was it Madrid and was it where did Fred come from? Shakhtar? Yeah, Fred came from Shakhtar.
Yeah.
Varane was getting abused. I mean, I'm not joking. I watched those full 90s. I'm like, yo, this guy looks off the pace. And obviously, maybe if I don't watch every Real Madrid game, but Pogba's worth more than I would need Varane plus some. You see what I'm saying? Like the level and quality. I wouldn't do a straight swap. You know what I'm saying? Because Varane's not of the quality of Paul Pogba. He's just not. But what I do, Varane plus cash, would I take that risk? No, I still wouldn't do it. What say you, Sims?
I think it's a bit of a weird one, though, isn't it? Like a defender for a midfielder. And I agree with what you're saying about Varane. One thing I would say is I think Varane is a quality player, and at the moment, Real Madrid are just on the floor. They're not performing, and that's going to affect. There's loads of stuff that can go into a player's performance, and I think that's affecting him. But people just sleeping on Paul Pogba, man. Paul Pogba is, easily, I don't even want to give a number, but he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and we've got a prime asset here. You don't just swap him for Varane. Like what is this? Like, nah, man. People disrespecting PP.
Thank you.
And when you just see when he's on it, when he's got the team on it, and when the team, PP's the man. Nah, not doing no swap.
Nah, okay. Well, I wouldn't.
Get over Pogba.
Is it a quick one? I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, I'm so glad Semps said it. At the end of the day, Paul Pogba is one of the top 5 midfielders in the world. What he does, ball carrying, strength, he's a whole package, man. At the end of the day, like you take Paul Pogba out the side, and everyone will see him go and boss it elsewhere, and then you'll be like, oh, why did United sell him? Well, you're the ones that were calling for it.
Yeah,
and that's what I would say to them people. You can't do that, man. And like you said with Real Madrid,
when he does leave and he goes and smashes it, everyone will see. Just like it's this season, he's going to be gone now. But this is what you could have had, but you lot didn't want him. You didn't treat him right.
No, that's
the only issue is that with Pogba, I think if you play him central midfield, or you don't play him at all. Don't play a World Cup winning central midfielder out wide.
Yeah,
fascinating topic. Very fast. Rome, real quick. I think you agree with the guys.
Yeah.
The next question.
100%, yo. You don't swap Paul Pogba. One thing we guys haven't mentioned that, he basically through his agent has asked to leave. Okay, if you want to go, but we're gonna get money for you, because that money that we get for Paul Pogba could easily go to France and bring Camavinga in. If Camavinga comes in and Pogba goes, I'm good with that. We just said we wanted a world-class center-back, bro. Varane is not that right now. You know what I'm saying? Varane is good, but he's not the world-class center-back that we want to sit next to Maguire, per se. We need someone, a left-footed center-back.
It's fascinating. For me, bro, like, we had this conversation on the last Q&A show. We're going to move on really quickly, though, because there's some good questions.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I said I want Sergio Ramos. People are like, oh, he's 35. He's past it. Just like you're talking about Paul Pogba, he's still one of the top 5 center backs in the world, bar none. It is a fact. It's not a debatable thing. It's just not. I'm sorry. And we need some, like a lot of people like Koundé, right? A lot of people like this. The young, we need a young, fast center back. We need someone who's more experienced than Harry Maguire and can lead Harry Maguire, lead that back line.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to Harry Maguire. He's just he's not commanding back there. And I think
man.
With that like Vidic type of energy.
Don't do it, Temi. We'll be here for too long if you get.
Temi, don't go into Maguire.
Let's keep going. Good question right here. Should we go in for Sancho this summer? I'll pass it to the boys real quick. Let's do 30 seconds, guys. I'll start with Rome. What do you think?
Yes, you don't need 30 seconds. Yes, straight up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Simple.
Okay. Ty, what do you think?
Yep, 100%. We need a right winger. I think we've seen it all season, what we've been missing. And I want to say one quickly thing on Sancho. People, if you think that Sancho is going to come in and take the ball down the right wing and beat 3 or 4 men, he is not that type of player. He's a player that's going to come inside. He's a combination player. So just don't be fooled when we sign him. You're thinking, why is he not taking on 3 or 4 men? He's not that guy.
Yeah, that's a very fascinating point. Sams, what say you?
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to say no. And let me explain why. I'm surprised that we got 3 yeses. I'm going to be completely frank. I would say no. This is the reason why. The price. And that sounds so...
It will be less now.
That sounds so pro Glazer, but
it will be less.
It will be less.
I even... Okay, right now, they asked for what? They asked for 100 million pounds this last summer, right?
Yeah.
It's still going to be what? Let's just say 70 million pounds. They're going to probably ask for. I think that before we get Sancho, I desperately want to see that center back. I desperately want to see that defensive midfielder. I might want to see another midfielder, another central midfield player. No joke. Like I think Rashford has that ability to be on, even though he frustrates us. I would fill in those holes in the side and play and just persist with Rashford on the right until we get everything else fixed. That sounds maybe a little, but yeah, go ahead.
Temi, honestly, I live for the banter, bro. I'm gonna let you know right now. If we buy that man for 80 or 70 mil, I will be on Borussia Dortmund's Twitter page every day, showing up nothing but laughing emojis because of what they did to us last year. You feel me? I live for the banter, so they deserve it. 70, 80 mil, I'm in for it, bro.
And we don't have to get another winger for another 7-8 years. It's a long-term investment. Like Tim said, we're planning for the future.
Yeah, British and young, like it fits the profile, man. I think
it does.
I think Sancho works well for us, but I agree with you that there are other areas that we do need to strengthen. Me saying go and get Sancho is not at a detriment of not getting it. We should be filling other positions as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess I'm just thinking if we get Sancho, I know that the board doesn't want to go and spend on those other players.
You're worried. You're worried that our budget will be spent on Sancho, that we won't actually get a DM and a centre back.
Exactly.
Okay, Temi, just quickly, I know you want to shoot through. Would you take Leon Bailey then if it's 40 million?
Yeah, I would. I would. I mean, it fits the profile. Like Liverpool didn't want, or Klopp didn't want Salah. This was kind of like a very well-known thing. Like they had a profile of player they wanted. They didn't get their first pick. The next person in line was Salah. They got him, right? And look what it turned out to be. So I don't know. Very interesting topic. Very interesting topic.
I like, just as a wild shout, by the way, I like Pedro Neto, man. If he's available on a cheaper, I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, he's a very good player. Wolves just produce some very interesting, man. I don't know.
I love that Leon Bailey shout, bro. Man,
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Did you see this comment? Sancho was like Daniel James. No, heck no.
Big up Suits, man. He's the guy. He's part of Big Up Suits. He's part of my production team at Never a Foul, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Suits is funny, man. He's funny.
I love that, man.
Big up, Suits. Good man.
I know. Oh, let me answer Stu's question about Nigeria. I want to get to that question. Let's see, and I'll be quick. Where is it at? Yes, Temi told me last night. World Cup versus USA versus Nigeria. Who does Temi want to win? I am going to say Nigeria, and here's why. Obviously, I was born in Nigeria, moved to the States when I was 2. I love U.S. soccer. I probably have more like distinct U.S. soccer moments as a child, But that being said, what a World Cup, like let's just say in general, like if Nigeria won the World Cup, right, that would be way more influential to like the world than USA winning a World Cup. So I would go Nigeria. Clip that one up, people. Clip that one up real quick. All right. Let's see. Are there any other questions I missed? I know there was
comments are funny.
I'm loving this show's been sick, man.
This is what we do. This show is gonna get better and better, yo. I like this. Seville want Dallo. We can give them Dallo plus 35 mil for Koundé, and we can swap Pogba for Ronaldo. Would you got? Yeah, I don't see that happening ever in a million years. That's a lot of planning. I don't think Ed Woodward thinks his brain works like that. No disrespect to Ed, he's a smart guy, but
yeah, all of this Ronaldo talk is dead though, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. I love Ronaldo's one of my favorite players ever, and he is probably
mine. Yeah.
But I'm good. I am so good.
If Manchester United swaps Pogba for any player, if he's leaving and they don't sell him, I'm in America, ain't it? I'll jump on the plane and get down to Tampa right away, bro. I
said this to Steps earlier. We have no excuse not to spend money when the Buccaneers went and got Tom Brady in to win trophies. If you can see that's worked, then that's what you do at Man United.
Exactly. Guys, I'll find him, bro.
At that point, I wish it worked that way in the NFL. Like just an update for all British fans. That's not how that worked. It just
not how it works that way.
Like in the NFL, there's a salary cap. You can only spend so much. Yeah. Tom Brady, nowhere near the highest paid player in the league. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's the intention, though, Temi.
Let me let you know something about Tampa Bay. Like, just we're off topic real quick, but it's a great show. We're having fun. We're getting loose, right? Tampa Bay, they run Tampa Bay just as poorly as they run Manchester United. I'm letting you guys know that right now. Over the past 20 years, Tampa Bay has been literally the worst franchise in the NFL. Like they're awful.
These guys
they lucked into getting Tom Brady. Tom Brady chose them. Like, they didn't recruit him. He just said, I'm going here. Like,
the reason why Tom Brady chose, I'm going to give you a little insight right here, similar to the Martial boot sponsoring site that you guys might not know. But the only reason why Tom Brady chose Tampa Bay, bro, is that this man has been playing in New England all his life. He's been cold as hell all his life. Tampa Bay's in Florida.
Now he's in the warm sun. No packs.
Yeah, this is just not why you're wanting, bro. He just did this because he's trying to get his bones right. He's been cold all his life.
Do we sell Pogba in the summer or we risk him going for free in 2022? This is an actual.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. I'm going to start this one. I would say yes. I would. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. No way am I letting him not re-sign a contract and keeping him this summer. Like, that cannot happen, because what that does is it immediately puts pressure on the team. The media is going to be talking about it every single day without fail. It's just going to be a huge distraction. If Ollie wants to progress, he needs to have everyone kind of locked in. I think Pogba, first of all, I think Pogba loves Ollie. I genuinely believe that. Like, I think we've seen Pogba's best under Ollie in a Manchester United shirt. I think he would be willing to stay, but I'm not risking a year of him, being able to leave for free in 2022. Todd, what do you think about that?
Listen, at the end of the day, we all know about Paul Pogba. We know how good he is and how long he's been at us since he re-signed. 5 years now. We have to tie him down to a contract. But at the end of the day, am I, as a Man United fan, going to stand in his way if he leaves? No, because what's he going to be remembered for? He wants to win trophies. If we win trophies, he stays at Man United for another 4 years. He doesn't care about leaving. It's not that he wants to leave. He just wants to win trophies. So we're not going to give him trophies. We have to sell him because we have to respect his wishes and that he's been at the club 5 years, man. But we have to tie him down to a deal. But the bottom line is, we win trophies, we keep Pogba.
I would agree with that. I genuinely believe if we win a trophy this season, if we win in Europa League and get second place.
Yeah, and then Ollie says to him, "We're signing the players that we need." Why is he not going to stay?
Yeah, no.
Are Juve better? No. Are Barcelona going through a demise? Yes. Are Real Madrid going through a demise? Yes. PSG, are they that great at the moment? No. So why would you leave?
It's exactly what you said. And Paul Pogba has been open in saying it. He's come on TV now and said, I'm happy when I'm winning. When I'm not winning, I'm not happy. He is a winner, and he's coming to his peak years. This is what fans don't understand, and it winds me up. Fans just don't look at it from the player's lens. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't look at it like as if they're in that player's position. If even at their own jobs, they try to better themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Paul Pogba plays for Manchester United. He's a World Cup winner. He's one of the most talented footballers in the world. Why the hell should he not be at the top of his game winning trophies? If Manchester United aren't going to be able to fulfill that for him, then he needs to leave. And I don't have no problems with him wanting to leave. So it's going to come down to that. And that's why I think that he will leave, because we're not going to be the club at the moment that's going to be winning trophies. So I do think that he will move on. But like you said, Ty, if we can get into a position where, you know, we do win the Europa, we maybe finish second, and we then start to give him assurances that we're going to get these players in and we're going to build a team like what Liverpool and City and try to get there, then he probably does risk it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's a big risk for him. He risks spending another 3 years at Manchester United, getting to his peak years, and then finishing his career not winning nothing. It's not on.
Yeah. What do you think, Rom?
Hey, bro, if you had asked me this question the day before we played RB Leipzig and lost, when Mino Raiola came out and spoke all that crap, I'd have been like, if he wants to leave, let him stay, run out his contract, and play with the under 23s, and then see what happens then. Because I was mad in it. I was like, this prick, bro. But then he came out, and you saw that he was fighting for the club. He said what he said, and you saw that he was giving his all, and he still is giving his all. And so today, my perspective is, we're not doing, as you said, Sems, we're not doing enough to show that we want him. And that's winning trophies and showing the ambition to do so.
Yeah.
So sell him. We'll win trophies. He signs a contract, and I'll be the happiest man alive, bro. But I don't think it's feasible for us, after spending so much money on him and maintaining him throughout, to just let him go on a free, bro.
Yeah.
What?
It's not right.
It's not right. No, that's
Oh
fair.
wait, I thought he said let him go on a free. Then I was like,
no.
Yeah.
No, it's not right.
My guy, right? I trust this guy. I know. That's never ever happening. Never ever happening. Let me see. Is there any more questions? Actually, how many likes are we on? I think we're on 26. I'm gonna let it slide tonight. You know, get us to 30 likes. You feel me? That's the goal. We had definitely way over 30 people liking this. You feel me? But no, this is a great show. I appreciate these guys so much good content. Oh my goodness, we can play this I'm gonna rewatch this later on tonight.
I am as well, man.
Good vibes, and that's what we're trying to build on this show. You know, good vibes, good energy, great contributors who actually know the game and aren't reactionary. They're thinking the game the right way. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to cultivate on this show, and we're getting it right. So that's what's up. I'm trying to think. Oh, I have my question, by the way. This is a very interesting question. It's actually pretty easy if you watch Manchester United, but you might have forgotten, you know what I'm saying? The last game against West Brom, we won 1-0. Did we score from a free kick, B, a penalty, C, from open play? The last game we played against West Brom, right?
Who's this for?
Oh, this is for the fans. This is for the fans.
Oh, okay.
This is for the fans. Yes. To answer the question,
man was ready. I was about to hit the buzzer.
Hey, we appreciate you, my guy, Gazimbo, Rax, Bahal. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, answer the question, though. So the first 5 people to answer it, I'm going to write your names down. Where'd my little list go? My list is somewhere. I'm going to write your names down. Don't worry. But, yeah. The last time we played against West Brom, we won 1-0. Did we score from A, a free kick, B, a penalty, C, from open play? Let me know, guys. What do you what's the answer to that question? I see some of y'all are not answering it. You must not know the answer to the question. You must not know the answer to the question.
Can I fill the time quickly while they answer?
Oh no, you hey, drop it in the tie. Just drop it in the comments right now. Just drop it.
Nah. Oh, here we go. Someone's dropped. Oh, Soups has dropped a comment. I was actually going to ask a different question while they were filling the answers.
Oh yeah, no. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I could give you 30 seconds to give me your what you want as a lineup for Sunday, what would yours be?
Yeah. So I would say back four, his traditional back four: AWB, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw. No buy. I would not. I have opinions on Bailly, but I'm gonna reserve them. I don't even think he's healthy, is he? No, seriously, I don't think he's.
Touch and go.
Yeah, it's touch and go. Okay. I'll go with Fred and McTominay because we have no Pogba, obviously, in that double pivot. I go Bruno. On the right, I would play Marcus Rashford. On the left, I play Anthony Martial. Up top, I play Cavani. And in goal, De Gea. No questions asked. Sams, what would you do?
Sorry, I'm in the comments, man. I'm trying to react to one of the comments in there. What was the question?
What would be your lineup? What you'd want to see on Sunday?
Okay, I will go with. Oh, geez, at the back. All right, let me try. Wan-Bissaka right back. I'm going to leave the goalkeeper. I need to think about that. Wan-Bissaka right back. Luke Shaw. I will go with Maguire and Eric Bailly if he's fit and able to play. Midfield, I would play. Pogba's injured, isn't it? I don't want the McFred in there, man. But I don't want that issue. You know what?
That's why I asked. I was interested to see what you lot would say.
This is hard. You can't give me this so quick, man. I need to think about this.
Man needs his note.
All right, let me fill out.
It's Cavani. Go on, you do yours, Rome. You do yours.
Fill out mine, Sam, so you take the time. Yo, De Gea in goal, Shaw, Maguire, Bailly, Wan-Bissaka, that's the back line. McFred in the midfield, because regardless of what Sims might think, every time these men play, we win, bro. These two guys have been stalwarts in our team. So
Rome, have you seen the stats? And they've only won 3 out of their last 8.
McFred, if you think about how McFred,
No.
We're gonna talk about that offline. We can talk about that offline. So McFred in the midfield. Bruno, you might already know what I think about Van de Beek. I want him to play on that right side, especially against this team that's going to be sitting back. So Van de Beek on the right side of the midfield. Rashford on the left side. I think Martial needs to be on the bench. I think he needs a couple more games coming off the bench just to get his rhythm and stuff, just to know that this is not, set in stone for him. And of course, Cavani up front.
Okay, I'm going to go quickly. I'm going to change the formation like Temi said when I do anything earlier. I would actually go to a 4-3-3, and I'm going to go Luke Shaw, Bailly, if he's fit, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. And I'm going to go McTominay, and I'm going to go Fernandes, and I'm going to go Van de Beek. And I know McTominay's not really been playing holding midfield, but I think we're going to have more of the ball. So I actually think McTominay, Van de Beek and Fernandes. I'm going to go with Fernandes and Van de Beek playing sort of more advanced. I think we're going to have a lot of the ball, take chances, and then I'll stay for the same front three. I'll go Rashford, Greenwood, and Cavani. I love Martial, but I just think he could come on when they got tired legs with 20 minutes to go. But yeah, change of formation for me. I think we need to go on the front foot, like Sem said, and Temi, like I said, will I change the formation? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see. When I do these predicted lineups, I always like, okay, I know Ollie's going to play this formation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had a choice, I would definitely go 4-3-3, probably play Matic, VDB, Bruno. You know what I'm saying? But it's I hate doing that to myself because I know it's never going to happen.
What do you think? He played Fulham away and he played Fred, Pogba, and Fernandes in midfield. So if he's played kind of a 4-3-3 there, just change Fred for McTominay and then bring Van de Beek in for Pogba. It's still a 4-3-3, but we need the height with McTominay rather than Fred.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. This has been a great show, an amazing show. I think we need to extend the show because every time I say it's an hour, it goes over because it's just too much good content. You feel me? But we're gonna wrap up right now. I appreciate you guys. I got the names written down for everyone who answered the question, so I appreciate y'all. Great time with Sems, with Ty, with Rome. We got to do it again. Of course, we got to do this again. Guys, stay tuned. We're gonna be doing 2 of these shows a week now, so you're gonna be seeing me a lot more often. You feel me? So make sure to join the wave, join the movement. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share it, retweet it with your friends, and let people know before this West Brom game that there was a great Q&A show on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank you guys so much for a great show. I will talk to all of you very, very shortly. Deuces.